How y'all know how we do? Always pushing help, wealth, better understanding the self, and giving praise to the Most High. So check this out. In this video, I'm going over Angela Tucker. I'm also going to go over this YouTuber. I don't even know his name. He just stirring a lot of conflict on racism on the Karmelo Anthony case, right? And the new news broke that Angela Tucker she's been receiving death threats. They've been saying like she's a DEI hire and all of this because she actually gave Karmelo, I think, a higher bond than what I thought he deserved. I thought he deserved 150,000, just like the other guys got Zimmerman and Perry. One of them got $100,000 bond. So they've been getting all type of animosity threats, and we see it online that this case shows us like people who are racist because they care so much. They're showing us how much they care about a case. If this was a white guy and a white guy, they wouldn't even care. It wouldn't even, they wouldn't even care this much. If the same thing happened and it was a white guy, they wouldn't even be. But they'll use that reverse on us. If it was a black guy on this, my computer about to go dead. Let me charge mine. They use that on us. If it was a black guy, the whole cities would be burning. So they try to use the justification of like when we don't get the justice or people don't get arrested, like in Robert Brooke, we had to protest when it was video evidence that they beat and killed this man. It took 2 weeks for them to arrest him. That's what they mean. Like when people see justice clear as day, like when Emmett Till got beat, it was people mad because justice. They try to compare that to just like if a white person stab a black person, we're just gonna be rioting. No, if justice happens, bro, everybody gonna be calm. But that's the problem. Justice don't happen. So now they trying to compare this, right? To give them their fuel to be racist. So we gotta watch out now. You know what I mean? So I think that I'm gonna show y'all a video of this guy, but I had this conversation with this one white guy on my channel, right? I'm gonna break y'all the conversation we had. The end of it, he couldn't really keep up with what I was saying. But he put, how can you call people hypocrites while claiming racism at the same time? You're making generalizations about a race and telling me to go watch a white YouTuber because I'm white. You sound like a hypocrite to me. Right now, this is what I said because I told him to go watch Tim Pool, bro. That's a white dude, and I feel like he's tackling the situation unbiased. He's just bringing the same facts that y'all would have brought in any other cases that he's seen. So I put, there are black people like Officer Tatum and others who always played white racist agendas for fame and money. How did I know you were white if black people have the same sentiment as you? Now I'm not finished, but he don't have a profile picture or nothing, but just from how he was talking, I didn't say if he was white or not, but he said it in his last post. And he put, then I put, Tim Pool has never been a pro-black analyst, and history shows that white guys who stick up for black people are made an example of, like John Brown, Edgar Chandler, Annie McCarthy, Braden, Christopher Chandler, Prudence Crandall, and Virginia Foster Durr, and many more. So you need to grow some balls and start fighting the real power and stop talking down on black people. Be a man and point out the obvious facts that has been plaguing this country. And he ain't had nothing too much to say about that. He was like second degree, the minimum. That's all he had to say. But, and y'all could check that on my shorts. It was longer than that when we was talking. But my point is, what I'm trying to let people know that there have been white people that they have been made an example of. They hang them just like black people when they have. You seen what they did to Tim Pool? He was just having a clear, unbiased take. He's never been on a taker like black people like that. And they just throwing him under the bus. They ready to hang him, right? Now, this guy here somebody that I really despise, right? He out here pushing narratives that Karmelo Anthony parents is buying an $800,000 mansion using fundraised cash. But check out, I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and he gonna have a black guy talk. This is what they do. This is why I be telling when I be talking to white people, I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go to people who saying it unbiased and giving you a different perspective. I'm gonna watch you be mad at them because they do it. He brings black people on his show that's gonna talk that, that talk that they like. He don't use white people at all. He uses strictly black people. But check this out.
The victim's family could not reclaim that money as an asset. If they bought the house, right? Let's say this trial goes completely like I expect it to, and this kid's gonna walk. Okay.
He know that the kid gonna walk. He said it. Let's say this trial go like he expects it to, because he knows it happened to you guys. Now check this out.
There's still going to be a wrongful death suit that they will lose. And if they own the house, they will lose the house. It becomes an asset. So I am sure someone told them, hey, don't be buying anything right now. Lease everything so the victim's family cannot get any restitution. On top of that, this via Sarah Fields, Dominique Alexander, a felon who runs a fraudulent organization and currently represents Karmelo Anthony as his, quote, family advocate, has stated that a man named Corey Tony, the owner of No Limit Bail Bonds, has provided the entire bond amount for the 17-year-old on trial. After conducting a quick search, Corey Tony's background, he has his own past of resisting arrest. Seen below, Corey, who claims to be a pastor, has also shared misinformation regarding this case on his own social media platform. What's interesting about this is, so right now they have $500,000 in cash.
But they never bring up the father, Jeffrey Metcalf. Why don't y'all bring in his past?
Okay. They moved into an $800,000 home, allegedly, for their safety. Although there is some question about that. We're going to get to what his own father said they're going to do with this money, because some people say this kid already lived in a gated community. So the question is, if this kid already lived in a gated community, where exactly are they going to move that's more secure than that? Here is Dominique Alexander saying, before this day ends, I need to take a moment to say thank you. After the bond hearing and the reduction granted by Judge Angela Tucker, by the way, a conservative judge who apparently is picking tribalism over what's right or wrong here. Remember that Kyle had a $2 million bond. Remember that? They're saying it's the same thing as Kyle. Well, Kyle, who was, who was clearly at very minimum defending himself due to obvious video evidence.
Now, this guy is going to go on to say that he don't believe that black people donated the $500,000. He says he think it's really white liberal men behind all of this, right? Which there is white men behind the Democratic Party. It's ran by white people. Okay, that's not black people running the Democratic Party. We know that. But that's where they're trying to take this with. They're trying to take it to where it's just white men that's doing this. Watch this.
He had a $2 million bond, a white boy. An affluent black boy has a $250,000 bond. I don't really want to hear about white privilege. This case is going to get politicized, obviously. And, I will try to stick to the facts. Again, if they have credible threats against them and they need some level of safety to relocate, that's understandable. Do they need to move into an $800,000 home? No, they do not. Do they need to hire full-time private security? No, they do not. And do they need to lease all these things?
So he don't know none of this stuff. He's just saying this stuff. This is no facts he's proving on his screen. He just want to stir up something to get white people going.
Make sure that the victim's family can't come for their assets after the fact. Well, yes, of course they do. Pastor Corey C. Tony, the owner of No Limit Bail Bonds and a respected business leader in our city, quietly stepped in and paid the entire bond amount for Karmelo Anthony free of charge. He didn't ask for recognition. Yes, he did. He didn't want the spotlight. Yes, he did. But I believe it's important to celebrate these people who show up when it matters most. This is what community looks like. We rise to the moment we stand for what's right. I also want to give a major shout out to my team, Damian Robert Adigan, who's their director of security, and our entire crew who stood in the gap today, making sure everything ran smoothly. The Next Generation Action Network is not a one-man. I mean, they're going to enrich themselves so wildly at the expense of Austin Metcalf's life and probably Karmelo Anthony's freedom. This guy's organization is going to enrich themselves bigly. Here's the truth about Karmelo. This is what he shared. It's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. That's probably the least contentious thing that he shared.
It's fact.
The fact that he wasn't looking for trouble, that, again, it can't be known, but we certainly know after he was asked to leave that he did want trouble. The claim that one of the twins had never seen Karmelo before is a blatant lie. Well, you can't prove that. No student has the right to remove another student from a school-owned tent. Okay. Karmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't even expecting to see them there. What?
Yeah.
Literally what?
Yeah.
The fact that this guy has a prior conviction, I don't think really changes anything.
No
it is what it is. We can, of course, look at the summary of events. Trespassed to another team's tent, was told to leave, stabbed the kid in response. Black people raised $500K in legal defense. Oh, no, this money is not coming from the black community. I promise you that.
How can he promise this shit, bro? That's what I'm saying. See, this what makes me believe, bro, we're going to have to start DP. They got an office just like I showed y'all with, making examples out of people. People feel like they can just talk however they want about black people because it's an easy punching bag. I want to make it so uncomfortable for people to do that. I promise you, bro.
I promise you that. They're sharing it on X. They're saying Austin Metcalf deserved.
So that's pretty much it. He's saying that, a white man is giving him all of the money. We ain't coming in and support. How many people on my channel? How many? Me, introvert, all of us spreading the word. They don't want us to know how much power we got in unity and sticking together. This guy gonna guarantee money didn't come out of the black community. How can you speak like that? Just disrespectful, man. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control four basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.